this game, they followed exactly the formula that Secret followed to take Gambit completely out of it in the series yesterday. When you look at, they took Afterlife completely out of the game in lane. Perch did a great job breaking that down. They took Immersion completely out of the game. Doom had 7 last hits at 6 minutes. Immersion was level 2 at 7 minutes. This is what Secret did. They said, okay, we know Dahak and Alpha Ninja can go crazy. We're going to take your 3 and 4 positions completely out of it. But again, I hate to sound like a broken record. When OG gets their big plan A taken away, when they encounter adversity like in that Roche fight, they haven't shown us this season that they can recover.
Maybe it's not. Told us earlier that OG need to win before 30 minutes, but that was the longest game they've played against Gambit of the 8.
Oh, how long?
I'm not sure that's a good stat though. It was 41 minutes 6 seconds. It was the longest game they've played of the 8. But I'm not sure that's a good thing, is it?
It's just it's so hard to really like feel about it because those first 16 minutes just looked so damn good for OG, and everything just fell apart.
Are we replaying game 1?
They look like they wanted. I think they're probably
I mean,
you know,
not,
we did so well in the early game. Like,
why not?
Yeah.
We think we know what went wrong at mid-game. We can fix it.
I think it's also. I think the last pick is probably the. I think the Invoker is going to be the bigger change one because I think Thompson, he did have like a good performance in the early game, but he fell off so hard. It's like the target priority became impossible.
Hold on, sorry. Production, could you not play us the draft from game 1? We needed a new draft for game 2.
Well, the big thing that I wonder
exactly
though
the
here,
same, isn't it?
The big thing that I wonder here though is Gambit in game 1. Gambit banned the Venomancer with their 5th overall ban, not a hero that OG I think was looking at.
We were looking at the
wonder
PA.
here if they take the PA away. Right.
Yeah, and they have banned the Viper this time around OG. Okay, so this is game 2.
I was worried, Paul. I really
It was a bit too similar, wasn't it? Now, first 6 bans, first 4 picks. So the first 10, in fact, the first 11 heroes, because we had Magnus as well last time, were exactly the same. But Viper this time round for OG.
Now they can still make this. Now it's like this Monkey King is not. You know, as Jarex last time, now can still be Thompson. I think that Viper. Sure, the matchup is fine for the Monkey King in the mid lane, but it's like the overall scheme of the game.
Yeah. So the discussion here for Gambit is it on the PA ban then?
That seems like what they're talking about. They're like, you know, the Veno is the kryptonite for the Ursa. It makes your game just so damn difficult. But are they even gonna pick it?
And on the side of OG, I really do think that they're gonna take away the Viper and they're also gonna take away the Razor.
The Razor as well. Yeah.
They ban the PA.
Which will leave Pugnile.
Yep. Sure. And it also leaves the Veno.
Yeah, Veno on one side, Pugnile on the other.
What does ILTW play? What's left for him?
10 seconds.
Not much.
Yeah, well, the top 3 are gone. The PA, the Troll, the Ember.
And
Weaver.
5 seconds remaining.
He plays Weaver, right? I'm like pretty sure
the Jug is left.
The Jug is the one that's left.
Jug is
right?
his next biggest,
Well,
and
I mean,
then
he's not going to play
Terrorblade.
Ursa, right?
Yeah, that's the one I
all
was
he's got
thinking
left
about.
right now in his top is Jug, Void, Terrorblade.
Yeah.
Limited.
Okay, they did take the Razor out, which I think is really smart. And again, I thought they did a really good job taking advantage of that 10th overall pick last time at OG with the Invoker.
Through again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moved up a position, 4th pick last time.
Hey, again, I don't think when you're OG, when you're both of these teams, obviously Gambit feels good about the fact they came back to win.
Yeah, the same heroes.
Yeah. And this is the 5th Spirit they've played against OG in the last 7 games.
Well, this is one of the things that you started to wonder about after the series against Secret when they took Immersion's Nyx Assassin out of the game. Other than the, I believe, other than the Earth Spirit and the Nyx Assassin, Immersion has like 3 games on his next most pick hero. Those are his first 2 heroes by a mile.
His Earth Spirit is by far his best.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. That and the next. And then he's, you know, he's in and out on the Tiny. He's also got Phoenix in there, the Shaman.
Nice.
Okay. So that's their switch up here.
Much faster. And
Much faster.
Yeah.
And they can abuse that Roche.
We're probably going to be looking at the 3 position here for Gambit for Afterlife. I think the Doom loses some value here compared to the last game.
Do they want to pick the Visage?
I don't. Usually, if they already have Ursa, they won't pick Visage because those are Dahak's heroes. Yeah. But I think you could. We've seen Ursa be a very powerful 3 in this tournament. I just don't know how. I don't know if you ended up. like, how do you feel about the Ursa Lycan matchup if that's your plan to pressure OG's safe lane?
Again, OG's running a draft with like disable. The last one, they have the Boundless Strike and the Brewmaster.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't think that's. I don't really think that's what ended up hurting them in the last game.
I like Slardar and DK. I'm looking at like a lot of the cores. A lot of the cores right now don't like. It's like because his mobility is a bit of a problem. Then for other heroes, it's all the summons. Like OD can deal with some of the mob. Really doesn't like the summons.
What about Timbersaw right here?
I thought about Timbersaw as well, but it's a good laning phase.
If they want it, they pick it now because
Lycan's really good at ignoring it.
Yeah.
It's getting banned last for OG.
I wonder if you, as Gambit, do you go like full skirmish and dip back for something like a CK or even an LC?
I do think it's worth it just for the lane. I think if you win lanes against this OG line.
I also was thinking the CK. I was looking and I was like, it wasn't touched the last game though. That's what kind of made me think they're not going to pick.
Yeah, they won both their games in the groups, OG with that CK.
You could also go like Beast or Tide.
OG.
I actually kind of like this. Wow. Well, there's a reason OG banned it second phase.
Yep. Yeah, the Coddle. They've got the Coddle with it. The beautiful combo. Not just that Chakra, but your Stone Gaze with that Will-O-Wisp. You turn and you face the Dusa.
Now, this is interesting, though, because it also begs the question of where are they going to play the Ursa? Because Medusa, they are biased toward the Hawk on that hero. 10 and 5 over the last 2 patches versus only 3 and 0 for Affinan on the Dusa.
Here's the other combo, too. You get to level 15, 100% Mana Steal. Right? Double Mystic Snake.
Double Mystics, yep.
Good call.
That talent is so stupid. I get so triggered by it.
Dire team ban.
So do we think
Tim, because they don't need to ban it this time, the Doom is banned instead?
Yeah. Well, they know the last pick has to be a natural.
Really hard for them. They have to commit pretty hard to get on top of this Dusa, and this is similar to the Viper, right? Where it's a distraction. Like you have to go for this. It's not a distraction, but like you have to go for this Dusa, but at the same time, then you're putting yourself in a weird spot versus
5 seconds.
The one thing though that does pivot quite a bit from the previous draft is this Monkey King pick is still open.
That's true.
And I think at the end of the last draft, they pivoted to the Invoker because they saw the Viper. Now you know that you're going up against Medusa mid. What do you think about MK versus Medusa?
You can dodge the snake, right? Pretty easily with that.
I mean, if anybody can, it's Thompson.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, we've seen a few Monkey Kings against Deuces. You get pushed back in lane.
It could also be an Invoker game again, just because of
Yeah.
Huskar ban for Gambit.
OG's.
And their final pick would be a Pango.
That is sick.
Which they played in the 3rd game against OG.
That is... Wow.
Oh, I forgot they actually played Pango.
I did too. I completely forgot about that hero, and I actually think it's so good here.
It's so obnoxious to play as Lycan. Even your all your summons get disarmed. Everything just gets disarmed from Lucky Shot.
That also produced a sigh from ILTW. He threw his hands over the top of his head. Seb also looked a little bit uncomfortable after that pick as well.
I mean, there's such absurd team fight coming out on the side of Gambit now. They've got like multiple. They've got the 2 built-in silences now from the Earth Spirit as well as that Pango to lock down the Brewmaster a lot of the times.
What rescues this for OG? Anything?
Man, oh man, I worry so much. If you go back to Invoker, I just worry that Pango is going to completely disrupt the rhythm of your spell combos and fights. He's the built-in magic immunity. I think you gotta live with Thompson on MK and come back with some Jerax here. I don't know that Oracle is like. I don't know where Oracle changes this game, but feels like you gotta ask your best player to carry.
I think Lycan I think Lycan actually does pretty well against Dusa mid.
I think so
really?
Too. Yeah, I think you still find fine.
You could probably get
Oh, all right.
It's another possibility that you could get a different.
But it's so you know that's the one thing about OG though is that they generally don't move Thompson out of mid. So do you live with Thompson on Lycan?
It's a weird game. Like they have to produce a lane that wins somewhere, and right now they don't have that.
Agree.
They look flustered.
They did. Yeah, I mean that pick literally came out, and the 2 guys on the end were both surprised by it. Not something they've game planned.
I got a little bit of time yet to talk it over.
think it has to be Thompson's hero. He's the one who's like.
I think
So
they're
what are
still
the mid
talking
matchups
about.
that can. Okay.
I mean, there's quite a lot.
Yeah. You go back to Thompson Ember?
That's banned first. Man.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
Those two heroes.
PAN troll ban.
Look back to his hero pool, and it's
Tide.
other
Drow.
than Invoker. Yeah, other than Invoker, it's Pugna, Drow.
The only hero I
Shadow
feel good about
Demons,
is
isn't it?
Invoker for
Me too.
if it's a mid hero.
You don't,
Like,
you
all
don't,
the
you
other
don't,
mids
you
that I
don't
looked
think
at, I
you don't
feel
think Monkey plays okay?
Hold on. Isn't the Timber
Oh,
good against
oh, that's the other one.
That's the other one. All right.
It's but
TI.
it's still not like a great game for Arc Warden. You have this long reach, like super long reach from both of your supports, as well as two different cores that get on top of. Like that's the specialty of Ursa and Pangolier
Ursa.
is that they close the distance really easy.
Yeah, Ursa
And-
gets into that bubble.
And blinding light. You don't have to get in the bubble. You just push him out of it.
That's true. That's
You
true.
push him out of your own bubble like over and over again.
I think this Arc Warden, it's a neat idea, but I think it smacks of desperation. Thompson needs to crush his lane.
Yeah, it was that Pango cap definitely threw them off, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a good Pango game. It's the part of the problem with picking up this Lycan and not knowing, like you give so much freedom to the offlane. There's I feel like that happens a lot right now. Is that out of the certain meta heroes, once you start looking at other safe lane carries, the offlane just becomes so free.
So much team fight on Gambit too, and
There is
they've
a
got
lot of
this
team
Deuce
fight.
to rally around with the Coddle as well. That's gonna be tough.
The one hope is Thompson goes his mega aggressive build. He might. I've seen him forego Midas on Arc Warden before and just rush like Shadowblade Orchid. He needs to do something like that in this game.
Okay, a lot of pressure on OG to deliver here, not least of which the fact that they find themselves a game down in the best of 3 against Gambit. Can they make it 9th time lucky? Let's find out.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, I feel better already.
You can look at the 9th time lucky, but I also look at the skill coming in from Gambit. Another great draft for team fighting. Strong lanes, strong everything, and OG, I hate to say it, Kyle, but you saw the face of Zeb nearing the end of that draft, and it looked like a man who was not in control of how this draft was going down.
The Lycan pick, I think specifically, is the question mark for OG. Now, the Howl gives their whole lineup the ability to potentially go high ground way earlier than anyone on the panel expected, especially if you have the Necro Book rush from Thompson's Arc Warden. But it's a scary game for ILTW. You're playing into so much AoE, stun, slow.
30 seconds
It'll be near
to battle.
impossible for him to try and deal real damage in a team fight. So I think if you're OG, you're looking to accelerate the game state and just kill structures.
I think if you're OG, you're trying to make a wall of pigs. That's the way to keep Gambit out, right? But no, Ursa loves bacon. Wants to come in for his own fight, already getting hit by one of the Spark Rays. Getting a little out of control, boys. Actually thinking about moving over for the runes. There's 4 heroes from OG looking to find the bottom lane. They'll let the Brumans have his own little fun up on top, battling for that rune. But wait, let it the Howl off, looking for their own fight. Immersion, rolling Boulder in. Jirax looking for the jump down as well. Able to claim on 3 heroes here. ILTW, thanks to that slow, has the movement speed away. The blast, it won't be enough. The healing sound did enough, so Tahak will be the first blood. Jirax, the man to claim it, just like game 1. OG trying to start with an aggressive tone.
Well done. They needed something to get this started. They need another dominant early game performance. Imagine what last game would have looked like if OG didn't crush the lanes.
Are you still happy with where you're at though? Like, ILTW is licking his wounds on bottom lane. Notel has to have more of an influence than he did last time. And Jirax, they're starting again on bottom, but no, the cut down. Immersion not wanting to let Jirax have his own fight. And because you went for the tree dance level 1 from Jirax, he doesn't have that Jingu to play with.
This tri-lane's going to decide everything. I like OG's decision this game to ensure that they're up against the Ursa. You want to slow down to Hawk. He was the real game changer. Purge said the ability for him to have Midas blink on that Roche fight, like Gambit were suddenly in a position that they were ahead, and they just took that advantage and ran with it for the rest of the game. I don't think you give him the ability to farm uncontested.
And this is now turned into a proper try lane. So the side lanes get to go one-on-one with the Seb versus the Pango on top lane, and then Thompson versus Afo in mid.
You gotta be careful here. Jarex is pulling the easy camp, but you're gonna have a double wave under tower now. Again, if they can pressure the Lycan, be good for them. But the thing is, if you can't pressure him, he just gets the last hit freely under tower, and it looks like that might be what happens. Lycan does not miss last hits either.
He's just doing this like they're gonna get enough experience to get level 2 now over on Lycan. So he's able to get the Wolves up and running. Notel in a world of hurt, surrounded by Dahak, and Immersion cannot escape. Feeling very far out of position for a wave that was pulled back to the tier 1 tower. He'll begin his own TP in Jirax. The jump down on top of Dahak, and Notel and Jirax trying to work together.
But this, he went tree dance for that level 1 engagement, so no Jingu.
Yep.
He's not effective at trading with Ursa like he was in the previous game against Doom. He needs level 2, but like you said, it's a tri-lane. Not much XP to go around.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, like, they did the pullback so Lycan could hit the level 2. The reason why Notel had to back off so far. So Jirax can get the experience from the side camp as well, but he is level 2 now.
And just based on Thompson rushing that second Wraith Band, I've got a feeling that OG is going to try and end this game very quickly. You go this raw stat build, much like he did on the bench with the Necro Book.
Notel's bringing friends. Owlbear's there. They're going to find Dahak over in the tree lines. He's already got boots up, but here's that Jingu, the Wolves, looking for the body block. He's able to hit off on 4 hits, which means now Dahak has to move back and away from Jirax. A little too scary, but there's no boundless strike, so there's no long stun from OG. This is rough if you're a Monkey King support looking for the harassment. But that 1 point in tree dance kind of messed him up.
That's exactly what I was gonna.
But if he didn't get that first bomb, would have gone the way of Gambit.
It's all a trade-off, right? Even if you die, low FNG, man, trouble. There's an Earthscream behind him as well.
Yeah, he's really, really deep. Merchant's trying to cut through trees, the jump can't come in, but FNG knows he's just dead. Keeper of the life backed into a corner and has refused to let the gate for the horse.
It's so funny how the game has changed where cores have learned to just accept their supports will die. Now, I've seen Ench and Kalo go down, while their cores are respectively just running around a creep they're about to last it. Just no cares given.
Keep my eye on mid.
Yep.
With the movement of Immersion. We want to try and catch out Thompson. Now, Thompson does the Fairy Fire, but he doesn't have any mana to really work with, so there's nothing that's really aggressive against Afo at the moment.
Thompson has the Midas queued as well. We already bought the gloves, so we can actually expect... And once again, I am incorrect for a scaling build. They could still look to pressure early, of course, but I do think we'll have another long, drawn-out slugfest on our hands. I'd be very surprised if this game were to end before second Roche taken.
With Ursa, that could still be at the 25-minute mark.
It's true.
Depending on how fast Gambit want to try and play the tempo, but they can play it slow. How many times have we seen them where the Deuce just has to defend that tier 1 tower in mid? The game can go on as long as they want to, because Pango is going to get stronger, the Ursa is going to get stronger. As long as they keep control of the Aegis, the Immortal, they'll always have the momentum.
It's all about this tri-lane. Jerax just continuing to pull. He has the stack now, so we actually just denied a full wave of experience to Gambit. This is huge, because Lycan doesn't offer much in this tri-lane, but he's excellent, as we can see, at CSing under tower. So they're winning this tri-lane pretty hard, to be honest, under the circumstances. You would expect the Coddle Ursa and Earth Spirit lane to be able to do a bit more. This kind of neuters the Earth Spirit. He's not a hero that wants to tri-lane. He'd like to get active, he'd like to roam onto the arc board and maybe help Pango up top. Once again, Seb is complete free farm up top. Bottles both bounties. Looks like another free game for the Brewmaster.
Yeah, that's what you want to see if you're a fan of OG. You want to see Brewmaster having that momentum and actually being a proper influence in these fights.
This game you don't have Doom to worry about either.
Get Notel. Gonna trigger off the level 1 sprites, but that's nowhere near enough regeneration to tank through this. Even with the regen being provided by the Satyr, it's not enough. And that Satyr will go the way of Dahak. That's the second Enchantress creep he's killed in the space of a minute.
It's also the second kill that weird lane ward that we can see on our screen right there is provided for Gambit. No-Tail was witnessed walking to the right side, trying to place that unconventional lane ward on the top right of this Radiant safe lane. That's not going to happen. Watch you walk into those.
OG can go towards the Earth Spirit. We've got the Satyr Banisher, which is actually, no, I thought Enchantress was going to control that one and start burning off a little bit the aggression that Gambit can have on this bottom lane.
Radiant's middle
ILCW is so close to being able to finish that HOD.
Look towards mid as well. You've got the trap on Urstra on bottom lane, but it's Pango initiating onto tops, and support comes in from Seb instantly into the sprint. It's trying to keep Apo away from the tower, or you've already got the kill on the back line. So Thompson will fall, Inertia will go down his lane, and Seb gonna get this solo kill over on the Deucer, just sending the support of FNG up and towards the air, and maybe with Jirax they can go for a little bit more. Seb, he's now out of time underneath the tower, not where he wants to be. Immersions has joined the mid lane to work with Pango.
This is something Seb wasn't able to do last year.
Rolling boulder in, as I said, just to join him and work with him. Jirax wants create space, but no, they cut the tree down. He never got the jump.
Well played by Afterlife. That was a sick move. You can see the awareness. Second game against Sport Monkey King, you learn a couple of his tricks. Look much better against his movement, not falling prey to the tree dance like they were in the first game. And OG, again, they have this dominant laning advantage, but I like what Seb's doing. He's getting involved. The previous game, he just sat in the safe lane, farmed a Midas, felt like he didn't get a chance to use an early game ultimate until the point where Gambit had already equalized. Whereas now he gets involved, as does the Afterlife Pango. This new off-lane meta, right? You just farm, you get your level 6, and you immediately can get active just because your ultimate is so powerful.
Top jump forward from Jirax. He's going to work with Thompson to get the kill on Dahak. Seb is nearby, so clutch to Val, but it's a big boundless strike, hitting both Immersion and Dahak. Both will fall in OG. Successful rotations for them, and they'll try and turn this into tower pressure directly after.
Real close game so far. I think the key is that this game, Afterlife is the top net worth for Gambit, sure, but Dahak, 2,000, he was the guy that really set the tone for Gambit in the previous game. Now this Ursa, he's the guy that takes Roche. He's the follow-up for this Earth Spirit's reach initiation.
How about Pango? Slowed down, they're looking for that Centaur stomp, but Pango's a little bit too fast for them. Hayspoon on the bottle being triggered, and this leaves Notal in no man's land.
Yep.
Brought down.
Miscue from Notal there. He didn't recognize, he didn't click on Pango and realize he had a haste. Otherwise, he would have just saved his Dispel. Instead it's used and then immediately the haste gets popped.
That stops the push on top lane.
Yep.
Tower only took like 300 damage. Not much to write home about, but more space created for the Lycan. The top 3 net worths currently belong to OG, even though Pango is making a contest with that 3rd position. But it's against the Arc Warden, who is just getting the money to finish up the hand of Midas. So it's a 9-minute Midas for a mid Warden.
Look at this ward. This is the anti-Coddle ward. Because FNG is going to be looking to do exactly what he's doing here, hide in the trees and move again. This is so smart from OG.
They planned that one down about 2 minutes ago as they were looking to keep Notal in behind the towers with the vision advantage, and it worked, as you said, perfectly for Keeper of the Light.
Yep, that's just, that right there is why OG, whether or not they win this series, will be a threat to win tournaments, because they make that little move, that efficiency, that next, it's not even next level, it's just good Dota.
Potentially go again. Jirax is in position for a jump, but diving underneath tier 2 towers, 9.5 minutes in. Maybe not exactly what they're looking for. Good de-warding as well. Notal's going to get rid of another Dire Observer Ward. That leaves only one on the map, and it's very defensive watching the northern side of the Dire jungle. Dahak going after Notal. Stick charge has already been burnt from Notal. He'll go inside the pit, try and juke it inside the Fog of War. In, out, out. Back up the hill, and then actually Seb goes for a split. He's going for a solo kill on Apo, so Notal could die, but he's now got more friends. ILTW goes into dog form, wants a little bit more extra help. He'll give him some chakra. Medusa, that'll let him live about 1-2 seconds, a little bit longer. The death is certain.
This is a throwback to a meta long gone, the Lycan Brew. You pop Shapeshift, you pop Brewmaster ult, 18 seconds and 16 seconds respectively of absolute power and engagements. And Medusa, even with the chakra, he couldn't get his snake off, couldn't get his ult off. He's just gonna die, and that means he's gonna have ult skilled actually.
He's coming in. Seb's got himself a double damage rune. Jirax is ready for the jump down. They're waiting for the right time. Pango, he's got Rolling Thunder available, but there's your jump down. They just start chain stunning into Pango. He jumps away, 19 HP. Jirax wants to finish the job, but there's your Rolling Thunder. Up, down, gets the chain stun, and Jirax, he needs to get himself out of this one. Immersion chasing him down. Mischief will not be able to save the Monkey King. Tier 1 tower is still being cleaned off by Seb, but support's arriving from OG. No Hadouken flying out from the Sada, but Thompson, you know he wants to get more and more aggressive.
you can see the key for Gambit is the Afterlife Pango. He's the one that equalizes the engagements. Dahak needs time. He's top. He pushed that lane in. Now he's running to jungle. He's just farming, trying to find that Midas. But he is significantly neutered in this game. He will not be online. Didn't he have Midas blink at like 15 minutes last game? This time it's the Arc Warden of Thompson who looks to start scaling exponentially.
The funny thing is, Thompson didn't even crush, like, it didn't even feel like he crushing the mid lane. It's just like, this is just standard, we're moving forward. But OG, they just hit this nice power moment. It's like, hey, we've got a lot of fight in us. Seb, every time he splits up, instead, like, they were working with it as well.
And it's funny because the...
Love how our production's having a little bit of fun at Notal's expense, but don't worry. Seb, going to see Pango, perfect little hole inside the trees, gets back, finishes up the Maelstrom.
Like the entire OG lineup, the Monkey King, the Lycan ult, all the Tempest up, like all of their spells last between like 13 and 20 seconds. That's the window OG have to dominate fights. If Gambit can utilize the Pango ult, the Deuce ult to just peel and re-engage, they should always have an easier time finding follow-up kills because there's really no easy catch on OG. It's all about the ultimates until Thompson gets super mega large at least.
Top tier 1 towers coming under pressure from OG. I also want to keep my eye on the Brewmaster, who actually just got silenced up. He'll go into the Brewmaster split, will he? He's got Arcane Rune, he can trigger that and get the split, but no way! Panger just chain stunning the Brewmaster.
That's big. You can see OG, like their timing, because he has a Blink Dagger on set. He did not go Midas like Dahak. He's looking to get involved. I think that's a really cool tweak that OG picked up from that last game. You look at the itemization from Thompson, he's got Diffusal queued up next. That's what I thought he might do. The Necro Book would have accelerated his farming more, but you know what a Deuce does when two heroes that burn 50 mana per attack start beating into you? It doesn't even matter that Coddle's a factor. But it's even more effective because you know he's going to get Chakra. You'll almost always have mana to burn on Dusa.
OG smoked underneath that Dire Observer. Well, the question is, does Dahak realize that they're coming down bottom lane, looking for him? Brewmaster, there's your blink forward, hold him in position, slap him down. Dahak go in range, but Brewmaster instantly into the split. They have to send him up and towards the air, but they'll start with the stun to begin with, as Jirax just keeps building up the Jingu. Dahak, the stun and the burn from Immolation. Jirax is the one to already find the kill.
And importantly, Lycan is still just pushing and farming top. This is the OG that we saw yesterday, constantly pressuring the enemy side of the map.
Nortel, number 5.
Unfortunate Maelstrom proc though. He would have lived, I believe, had that not occurred, unless Pango wanted to blow his ultimate. Might have chosen to do so anyway. Seb trying to get bottom rune, won't make it in time, but it won't stop it.
Yep, regen up there. Lycan actually triggering his ulti for. Looking to chase down Dusa, and Dusa, oh, there's your first up. Into the stone, he's dead. That damage from Rage Afro. Boom!
Yeah.
Dropping to 50, the ones that'll drop a little bit lower is over towards the east.
Yeah.
And going rush, able to get out, and they get out of range of the Wukong's command, but with this Lycan form pops, like...
Yeah, that's the thing. Conceptually, you look at the Gambit lineup and you think, oh, you've got pretty good heroes matchup-wise against OG. The concern is, can you deal with the sum of the parts? Will OG's army of minions just break your high ground before you even have a prayer? Like, their team fight's insane. The Coddle ult, the Pango ult, the Deuce ult. They can hold high ground for sure, but the concern is, much like the previous game yesterday we saw OG play Fnatic, it just takes that one fight. One fight, and OG can just suddenly kill 2 of your racks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I've seen Gambit behind at this point. Like, it was literally the last game, and they fought back. As you were mentioning, there's so many things that Gambit can do together, but it does feel like the difference between this game and the last game is OG's itemization and their timings. Look like everything just clicks a little bit better in this game.
More importantly, I again point to Dahak. He's been a non-factor in this game so far. 3-3, sure, but all that was in the laning phase. He has not been doing anything since that time.
Panger into that rolling boulder. Trying to actually hold him there. Sorry, rolling boulder and rolling thunder. A lot of rolls.
Nice job.
Thompson will go down. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Dahak. Oh, this just feels like oh, okay, maybe he's got the move. No, he doesn't have the movement speed. You're being chased by a Monkey King. Midas? What, efficiency?
The Midas? No! You gotta get the catapult! Oh, Grant's tearing his hair out in dismay.
Will-O-Wisp up on top, holding the Lycan in position, so Gambit should at least be able to get an extra rebuttal. You lose your Ursa on bottom, but 3 heroes from OG die within the span of a minute.
Under attack.
slowing down this momentum that is OG's.
Afterlife is everywhere right now. He's gonna bottle up a DD as well. 5-0-1. Was top net worth for just a moment there.
The amazing team fight. That was the critical thing the panel was saying that Gambit have, and it seems like OG is giving them the fights they want for the moment. Like, they are still reaching that power spike. And here we go again in mid. Banger, quick shield crush, Nortel trying to slow him down. Thompson's doing all the damage from the low ground, and Banger, he can jump.
Straight to
but
Roche.
he'll still go down as Thompson, who ends the 5-kill streak. A lot of extra injection of money into an Arc Warden, a dangerous thing.
You can just see ILTW is going to take the Centaur, and yeah, they're going to walk straight into the pit, acquire some vision first. Thompson's going to shove out middle, but they needed to do this. They have to accelerate this game state. Perhaps take a fight instead, because you got to. Gambit knows they're going to go in the pit, but with no Pango, I don't think you can contest. He has buyback, but we saw how hard Thompson was punished with that first Roche buyback last game. You don't want to hurt your progression that much for a fight that may or may not go your way.
We've seen this. Here comes your Illuminate spam. FNG. He's inside the pit. Do they want to fight? Pango's up in 2 seconds time. They found their target. They're leaping forward. FNG caught out. The spark break is there. If it lands on the FNG, he should die as well. But the trade-off will still be Enchantress. And Pango into the Rolling Thunder. He's looking to go inside the pit. Just on the edge of it. And the Wukong's command from Jerax going to help defend this. While you've got ES sent up and drop back down again, battling underneath the shrine. He should end up falling to this Lycan and Brewmaster combo. Pango's coming up to do something about it. But now he's surrounded by the 3 Brewlings. They'll start over on Dahak. Remember, Roshan is still up and kicking, and FNG and Admo are coming over Thompson. If it wasn't for the boundless strike, they would have had space, but it's actually being dragged back in. The Will-O-Wisp, the Blinding Light, guarantees 2 pulls of the Io, and Dahak is going in for Roshan. Thompson has no other choice but to buy it back. Blinding doesn't have much more to give, but he's got nothing to give. No wolves, no multi-form. They have to go in instead of doing it inside the pit. Dire take Roshan and the Aegis, the Immortal. Ursa will pop. They come in for more. Thompson, the bubbles have been planted. Dusa is on the run out of here. Almost out of mana, but here comes Immersion. Cleans up 7 inside the pit. They still have the kill on Afro. 18 HP. They need to get in range. A triple kill for Thompson, making this buyback worth it. Immersion wants to get out too, but he ain't home and hosed. They move in further. Jerax, they're waiting. They're looking around him. 7 will take the last hit. So Gambit will at least deny the Aegis of the Immortal to OG and the kill on Roshan, but the cost, it felt real high.
It was, but a price they had to pay, Toby. You don't want to give away Aegis to this OG lineup. They can play with so much tempo and aggression if you give them an edge. This time, as you said, the Thompson buyback does pay off. Jerax will be punished down bottom, it appears. Juke's the stun.
He needs a jump, 1 second till 3 minutes on cooldown, he can't get up.
Look at the base though. Do they have TPs down bottom? Ursa doesn't.
Ursa's actually, Ursa's is on cooldown, so Pango can come back, but Ursa cannot. He has to keep that push going on bottom lane. The E actually TP'd down to bottom lane to try and find that kill, so they're going to go in deep. They may realize this as Pango is so damn low. The Spark Wraith chasing him in, 120 HP. The Centaur setting up Thompson's clone. It's the only casualty so far for OG.
You can see that Mystic Stake Mana Steal because
double TP's bottom. No, they're fine. No, they needed Thompson to be the first one in.
Seb's got to be careful with his mana pool, especially if he wants preemptively, because if he catches a Mystic Snake and claps, he's actually then out of mana to pop his Primal Split.
It's probably the reason why he's holding onto those 12-1 charges.
Dude, he's going to go for a Midas next as well. So they're OG, it's the same kind of game they usually play where they're able to fight, they've taken engagements, we have a much more active game than the previous, but they're still investing in their economy. And you can see in that Roche engagement, Thompson does a ton of damage because of this diffuse ability. He's going to go 4-staff next as expected. They just want to kite the ults. If they can get away from the Pango and the Deuce ult and just then stand still and turn around with their army of summons, illusions, and creeps.
Now, what was the debate I think you're having on the panel yesterday? It's like, oh, how do we beat Nursa? Well, just buy a whole bunch of 4-staffs. Hey, why don't we just clone that ability as well? And if it's a Hurricane Pike, there's no way Ursa can stay on top.
Indeed. Not to mention the Brewmaster, constant area control. I like this play, OG. They've got a smoke ready, 2 wards, 4 sentries.
Second Diffuser Blade is up. This one's over on the Monkey King, so Jerax switching from the Desolator into a Diffuser Blade. The changes between game 1 and game 2.
And I like what he's doing. He's just farming. Thompson actually reveals that he's smoked. A weird play from OG. They're not in position. This is a tough one.
Blade. He goes instantly into this split. Emerging couldn't get the silence off in time, but Dota does get the stone gaze off. So with the slow down, here comes your rolling thunder. Pango goes in, damage Chandra takes so much damage. Has to instantly into the spines of the Will-O-Wisp. This has to die. They have to focus this one down. The clones from Thompson were doing the job, and OG fighting underneath their own Wukong's command. Gambit have no other choice but to go on the tier 3 towers. They're happy with that until they get a 3-man boundless strike. The life is there. The grease from Pango giving them the sustain, and the magnetize causing real problems for OG. Lycan is trapped underneath the dying tier 2 tower. He'll fall, and Arkward and Thompson will join him.
You can't. OG, like, this is strange to me. Like, that wasn't a good smoke in the first place. The Lycan was so far away from the engagement, as was Thompson. You're just blinking in, no clap, trying to get split off, but you don't get the lift up on the stone gaze, so Deuce is able to kite back. You can't just dive in through choke points against Gambit's lineup. They're gonna just drop all their ults and peel you. You saw ILTW, he's got no boots. When his ult fades, what do you expect your Lycan to do?
I don't know. The odds say things are even. The score says the same, 17-17 on the board. But experience and gold starts to swing the way of Gambit. Hitting 2,000 in the net worth, the experience is almost 8,000, and they want to keep it moving forward. As Dahak chasing after Jirax, he'll turn to a tree for a second. ILTW, once again, the Lycan's just watching this, wondering what he can do. He can start base hitting it because Jirax got the double stun. FNG's TP out, it will be in time. But okay, maybe Dahak thought he was being a real hero again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Interesting from Doc. It gives OG a sign of life, some breathing room.
And they instantly want to try and push with it. Like they said, the net goes to bottom lane. They're gonna move him off. Maybe they're gonna start hunting for wards, hunting for the vision of Gambit.
There's gonna be a butterfly up on the Deuce in a few moments, but that's the big item. You look at the lineup of OG. How do you actually deal damage through evasion right now? You're gonna have 35% less physical damage. Nobody's anywhere near the timing for MKB.
Towards Pango, Jirax jumping in forward once again. They want to keep this Pango slow. So difficult to get into the rolling thunder. Diffuser bladed up, big mana drain, just killed off, stunned off. And once again, OG find themselves a pickoff, and Gambit are fighting with 4 players on the map for the last minute and a half.
Their strength is their team fight. As individual rotate, like they just don't have the power to stand in these lanes. OG moving around the map more efficiently, and they've killed the big team fight threat of Gambit, the offensive one at the very least. And you can see, I think Jirax is going to continue to drop the Monkey King ult as the Will-O-Wisp goes down. It's something I think more teams are going to look to do. Use your own big area control to negate the effect of the Ignis Fatus.
Alseb, that's aggressive. That's really aggressive. I know Jirax is rotating down to the bottom lane, but that's not what he wants to have. In fact, he looked towards the mid lane. ILTW trying to run forward, able to get the shapeshift off and then run up the hill away from the magnetize. Don't know if he's got enough life to survive through this. He's going to move further towards the north, away from the TP players onto the shrine, because that's where Pango is heading. Same with the ES, the Roll Boys looking for Thompson. He's under the cover of an invis for the moment. The Will-O-Wisp pulls him back in, but they caught out both Jirax as well as Thompson. Both will end up falling. The Thompson post causing some problems behind the lines. But Gambit, now it's their turn to get the better trade-off.
At the Ursa BKB and the insane aggression from Immersion, who, by the way, has 2,400 health with that double bracer one Vit booster. They have no fear, and there's nothing OG can do to peel these heroes. It's one of the dangers of picking Lycan into Ursa as well, because there's really no point you ever threaten this hero if he chooses to just pop an overpower and hit you in the mouth. The window for OG to win engagements is very short. It's about 15, 16 seconds. When their big ults fade, they've got nothing. And Gambit, they've got enough of their own to just shut down OG's aggression. There's nothing you can do as the side of OG unless you catch them sleeping.
Maybe you just slow these things down and start the split push. This is what Arkward is fantastic at. This is what a maneuverable Monkey King is capable of doing as well. He's got the tree dance vision, just needs the cast range.
I would agree. It makes this Lycan's just in an awkward spot. You can see he's only level 13, actually, which is below every single hero on Gambit's side. In fact, gold and net worth seem even, but check out the experience differential. Gambit is way ahead in levels. That is significant, mostly in part to the obviously talents existing in the game, but you know, Deuce, it doesn't get any easier to take down once he hits level up 20. Split Shot eventually uses modifiers. This game doesn't get easier for OG.
Gambit are looking to fight. They have a fresh Blink Dagger on the Ursa, and they really want to use it, but the smoke's only got another 3 seconds left, and they haven't found a target. Thompson, he's actually moving himself in towards the mid lane. It's not a clone.
DD, Roche spawning in 30 seconds.
Big contest.
This could be this. They have the wolf creep as well. Necro's gonna get popped, and they're gonna smoke it. Yep.
Far enough away from any dire observer ward, so there's Gambit didn't see this.
Dire
OG, they're actually already moving towards the top lane. Dire is scanning up, and it does ping positive because Nortel's in range. Lycan form already being burnt, looking towards the keeper flying, trying to push him back. They want him down, but Nortel initiated on by Dahak, but the stun from Jirax will create more space. Dahak has BKB get away, but Jirax, it's a great move. Command underneath the Will-O-Wisp, which will not even get a secondary pulse out. And Pango is now isolated. He's going to go in to the Rolling Thunder and try and get away from this one, but Jirax, he's ticking down. Will they get rid of it? Okay, he'll actually die for the Wukong. Command will disappear, but Medusa will do the job and get rid of it anyway. While Immersion in deep. Seb with the Brewlings trying to control him, but they just roll out. It's a 2-for-0 trade-off. This isn't what OG were looking for, especially as Roshan's just spawning up. Seb able to blink away. Pango trying to stay on his tail. But it's a full retreat for the moment. Into Roshan for Gambit. And OG, all they can do is try and split push.
Afro Ninja is no longer even a target. They recognize he's got a butterfly. He's uncontested in these fights. Just by auto-attacking, forces Thompson to retreat. I feel like ILTW's got to be more conservative with his ult, or really just a different hero. Like it feels like it has no place in this game.
I thought for a moment we would see a denial of the Aegis as one of the old no-tail kind of things to do with his Lycan.
It's such a hard game. Like I really just don't know how ILTW can get things done. His ult lasts 18 seconds. When you use it to get yourself, to use it as a vehicle just to enter the fight, you have like 10 seconds left to actually deal damage, and he tanked a blinding light right at the start. There's so much control on the side of Gambit to prevent damage from both Lycan and all of his creeps. It's Thompson's gonna have to do the heavy lifting, but he's falling behind. I think OG, like you said, they've got to switch their game style up. Just start split pushing. Bots, next queued up item. Feels like they might agree.
Yeah, he really needs that. With the side lane pressure, at least when these engagements happen, they'll get more information because they'll see Gambit have to fall back to defend the lanes. Now, the counter push from Gambit is still damn good. Like Pango as well as Coddle, they can take care of this solo, not to even mention the Dusa.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
OG doing everything they can. Stay involved. I like the itemization from Jerax. He's going to be going for the halberd next. Very good item against Dusa. Got to try and reduce the damage now. The best of your ability.
Dusa just finished a BK. Courier now.
Radiant's middle
Towards
tower
middle lane
is under
Gambit.
attack.
The Aegis the Immortal, they want to try and get something out of this. That's why Lycan is still pushing in the top lane. Try and get Gambit to look behind themselves. Necrobooks have already been burnt as well. One opening, Thompson, Will-O-Wisp is down, Thompson kicked further to the side, then blinding lights are just tossing around like a ragdoll, and you'll see Thompson just explode under the burning light.
That was a big spell used. ILTW doing his job now. Just plant Lycan as close to the enemy structures as you can.
He's forced TP back.
Yep.
Seb's nearby just in case someone does want to come forward and fight, and it'll be the Ursa to do it.
And this is the appropriate way to spot your heroes on the map as well. Let Jerax play the dead lane. If he goes down there, it's in the most useless corner of the map for Gambit. Play Lycan and Brew top, because as you said, Brewmaster provides that peel just in case ILTW doesn't get gone on, and the Lycan has to be on enemy side to threaten buildings, because you're just unable to fight, and you might be caught. One gets the ult off in time.
Has to go into the ultimate and just run away. No other choice. He knew he was underneath the dire observer, what I saw so much. Seb's also going to be TPing out the top. Realizing he was under attack, and Gambit will take the tier 1 town while you're in the neighborhood. No backdoor regeneration, but fortification will delay things.
Man, this Pangolier, man. There's another hero that feels undervalued. Saw that in both tournaments ongoing at the moment. Because you have that easy, cheap farming mechanic where you just buy a Maelstrom, and now you're going to scale for the rest of the game, no problem. And you just then itemize to tank. He's got Greaves, he'll have Crimson Guard in a second.
Jirax, do you want to jump in? He's going to go in for a Wukong command. Looking for the slap down onto Pango. He'll go into the trees, and then a quick swashbuckle into the trees away. Gets out of range of the Wukong. But this is what you're looking for from Jirax, right? Keep the pressure up.
You gotta at least try.
Fine. Jukes perfectly, even though No perfect vision.
Radiant's top tower is
It's all about
under
sleight of
attack.
hand now. Try and pull Gambit to corners of the map so that you can try and accelerate the others, but
Radiant's top tower has
they're just
fallen.
starting to march down lanes. Heard people call Gambit OG's kryptonite, and so far it looks like that might be the case.
Man, Seb really wants to have a crack at Pango. Pango is very hard to kill off. The plus 20 strength, 20 talent. 20 Pango going after him. No support going to arrive instead. Thompson's dragging the creep wave. I actually kind of love what he's doing around the bottom rune area where he's pulled the wave off because this fight's lasted so long on bottom lane. Jurex actually returned. He's looking for the slam down, cancelling off Pango's Rolling Thunder. Now he'll get it off. Immersion will also arrive looking for his own silence onto the Brew, onto the Monkey King. Lycan's too far away. Wolf Form now going to come off cooldown, but he will not commit it. Letting Jirax being that pain in the butt once again that OG is so damn good at. More and more space gets created.
The concern is that, especially with the Aegis, Afro Ninja has no fear. He can play this game completely alone, and he's just marching through lanes, through jungle, farming everything. There's no space for Thompson to do much more than Midas.
Jump up, perfect boundless strike, cancelling the rolling boulder around from Ursker, and Seth under the cover of BKB, wants to fight first and then go into the Broodmark split, which he has to do, as the hard TP down, but... Just enough life. He had cheese as well sitting in his inventory, but he can't use that while he's TPing.
You gotta be cautious as Gambit heroes, especially when you're alone. There's so much damage amplification if OG get all their spells used in conjunction. The Howl, 50 attack speed, the Arc Warden bubble, more attack speed, the Wolf Creep, the Vlads.
Nortel, how did you get so many friends? He's got himself 2.5 waves on this top lane.
And you can see though, you gotta respect OG, right? They recognized that what they were trying wasn't working, and they're not insane, so they're not gonna continue it. The game has become now, I guess just a competition between shepherds.
What? How many sheep can you hold?
No.
Well, let's not make that. I'll start falling asleep if we start counting sheep.
And Gambit, yes, they've had map control, talking about how much Afro Ninja's been farming, but that whole age is surpassed, and their advantage only went up 1,000 gold. So an admirable job done by OG to stay in this game.
Great observer sentry in from Gambit. They put down the Will-O-Wisp. Nortel being pulled back in, so two heroes once again being picked off with this combination of Gambit.
I gotta stop talking about OG doing good things. They get punished every time.
Yeah. Shush.
The creep waves, though, that's the thing. Thompson can just keep summoning his clone to top. Jerax continues to play bottom. You gotta be real careful, though, Jerax.
Oh, I love that. He jumps down. The tree he was on got destroyed by this Rolling Thunder Pango, and then he just jumps up onto another side, hid inside the perfect fog of war, and now moves down to bottom lane to do the counter push. It's like, yeah, guys, I'm still here. Don't forget me.
Is under attack.
Reminiscent of TI7.
Radiant structures
Liquid
are
just
fortified.
playing trees the entire game until eventually they hit that critical point where they were strong enough to take engagements.
He can move so far as well with the double talents, the tree, plus 600 cast range.
Bottom tower has fallen.
He has the Tree Dance Vision AoE increase as well at that level 10 talent.
So difficult to catch Jirax out, but it could also be that information OG need before going into fights. And he knows he's safe to do this. Goodbye Creep Wave, back up to farming, and he's already got the BKB sitting in his stash, which he'll now TP back to pick up. So more sustain for Jirax when it comes to these engagements.
And
Oh, Nortel. He
can't play Dota against Ursa, man.
This is the second time he's come out. Like, he threw down the sentry ward, saw the opposite sentry, tried to run away. Comes out this time, throws down the sentry ward, and has to run away. FNG will die on the top lane.
Oh, they're
3
going straight
hits
to
from
base.
Seb. They hit so hard, so fast. Oh, they can't go in. There's the wraparound. Immersion, rolling boulder forward. He's able to actually know the split. Seb gets it off so quickly. Immersion's already going to go down. FNG's on the sideline for the moment. He does not have buyback available.
That's all you can get, though, as OG. Their movement's great. You can see, though, like, Gambit, you have no business running in alone. Just take the team fights. As soon as Coddle dies, just relax.
They're following the Earth Link. Monkey's wondering if they're going to start fighting. He's baiting out the Wukong. Baiting. Yeah. Testing out the Wukong.
The thing, OG, like, look at where the waves are. They're pushing every single lane to the enemy side of the river. There's not much you can do about it inside the Gambit. They're just being led by the hand all across the map, and now up top, Pango's in a bit of trouble if you have some sort of stun lock.
We're going to go for the Wukong. Here's your first one with the Boundless Strike. Hold him, hold him, hold him. Pango, they didn't hold him.
I think someone needs to buy an Atos, because you just don't have enough control. The BKBs will get lower on both the Ursa and the Medusa as this game continues. You actually don't have one on the Pango. Of course, you can't cleanse it.
You'll get the Bloodthorn. You'll get the Bloodthorn on the Arc Warden, so that's going to be something they can work with. Dahak has to BKB. I don't think he actually realizes he's currently fighting a clone army, and Dahak will go down. Thompson just wrecks him with the real one.
OG, like this, I want to, like, they're playing it fantastic, don't get me wrong, but Gambit's got to get their shit together, because right now, they're winning every time they are more than 3 or 4 heroes taking an engagement. They're still the stronger team around the map, but this is that advantage. When you have a team like OG's, if you can get the creep waves onto the enemy side of the map, it's that point Cap talked about where you've made the map smaller for your enemies, but bigger for yourself. It's now so much easier and more efficient to cut across creep waves, while the enemy side have to just kind of struggle with what corner they've got. It's really well done. I cannot believe OG has extended the game to the point now, even though it's a 10k gold lead, it's equalized in a sense. If you look at the XP specifically, yeah, No Tail is in the dumps, only level 12,
the XP
but it's turning back around, and that's the key.
23,000 experience was their height. We look towards Roshan as now it is started up. OG, they want to get this Aegis Immortal. Meanwhile, the mid lane Lycan's initiated on by Pango and ES. Brewmaster jumps in, he's got Split available, but the issue is still ILTW. He's dying too quickly, but is Immersion going to be the only trade-off? He rolling boulders up, he may not be a trade at all. The Spark Wraith will follow him, and so will No Tail, but they don't have any level of damage output. In fact, rolling boulder Immersion wants to go back into this one, but he's instantly slammed down by Jackson. Bullet Wisp is good, and the Hunt wants to fight. DKB burn, putting that fashion at work. Thompson dying way too quickly, couldn't stay alive. It's not doing any kind of real work for the backlines as well. So ILTW buys back, triggers Lycanform, but once again, it's a transportation material into the fight, which doesn't even happen.
Time after time, Toby. It's not just a song, it's the story of this wolf. There's nothing he can do to get to the fight, and he's forced to burn that big CD. Buyback as well, man. OG, they fought tooth and nail to get to this position, and it looks like they're going to just have to cede this critical third Roshan to Gambit without even a fight.
Why does it feel like we just went, it's like, okay, OG, our split push tactic is working really, really well. What are we going to do? We're going to go to a focal point in the form of Roshan, which is they're going to enable Gambit to have the fight that they were always looking for without a heavy trade-off. The side lanes, they weren't pushing hard. Jirax, as well as the Lycan, that's what they're doing. They're trying to find a trade-off, but it's already done. This is Aegis, Refresher, Cheese. All of it in. They even put the Aegis Immortal onto the Dusa.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know if I agree with that either. Like, Cheese is gold for her.
Not to mention, now you have a backpacked MKB. If your Medusa is dying with a BKB that's 8 seconds and Butterfly against 0 MKBs, like, you've done something wrong. I think you give that to your Ursa so that he can play aggressive.
He wants Courier. That tree is a dangerous tree. BKB and needs to get the hell out of here, but Dahak's got way too much damage. Jirax? No, he doesn't get enough time to get up. Dahak will get the last Fury swipe in. Cheeky.
He forces the teleports, though. It's all about extending the game. Probably not worth, but Jirax agrees. Like, you know, I'll die, but look at where my waves are. Gambit never really going to be in a position to threaten my base so long as when I go down, I'm in the far reaches of the enemy base.
Yep. The more and more space that he continues to create for the Arc Warden to go to work, like, split push galore, and maybe you get something. Like, if you got a Courier Snipe, that's great. Rune control, the kickback, Immersion will be able to claim that bounty. Rune Thompson wants to fight for this one. That was the real Thompson as well. Pulling Immersion in, they're going to the bubble, but they got to get rid of that Will-O-Wisp. Again, OG stuck underneath. The No Tail will be able to get rid of it. Thompson loses his clone, and maybe, oh, the rolling boulder. Seb blocked it perfectly. ILTW runs forward. They'll grab to have a double down here, but Immersion, the kickback, no! He doesn't rolling boulder up the hill. They'll try and push him up with a force up. Immersion's still alive through all of this, and now he rolling boulders up. Seb, he thought himself had to kill Dead to Rights. They don't want to kill the Earth Bruling up. Oh, he would have jumped back to that and not to the Storm Bruling.
It's all just time wasting, though, Toby.
It really is.
OG, they can't win fights. Again, just this Lycan, man. He feels so ineffective. He's really just here to kill buildings.
Keeper of the Light, Will-O-Wisp goes down once again, and maybe, well, the kick flies out. Brewmaster needs a little bit of extra space, but they're holding him down. A minute and 15 seconds. Seb is on the sideline. Lycan is pushing the bottom lane. He can't TP back. There's 32 seconds on cooldown for the moment, so ILTW will not be involved in this fight. Thompson has to hard defend.
There's a tome in the base defense for Thompson. He's closing in on level 25. And the high ground defense from OG is nice. You've got the spam of the Ench and the Arc Warden.
But they're not staying close enough for it. They're letting the tier 3 tower fall. That bottom lane pressure isn't coming anywhere near far enough. So they put the shield down far, and Nortel just walks into death. He'll die quickly. Afro does bring himself a little bit closer. Remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal. Jirax, the Balance Strike will not connect on the Deucer. So no follow-up stun for him, and now Dahak just jumps in, looking to kill off the Monkey King. He can't do it, however. He tried, but that BKB is a very low duration. Afro, he's trying to commit, and it's a dive back for Nortel. Thompson underneath the tower as well. He's in trouble, losing his life so quickly. Buybacks are up, but Afro, he's got himself a triple bloody kill. The pressure in towards mid. ILTW, he's battling backdoor regeneration. The keeper lies, the only one who has to jump back for defense, and Jirax looking for the stuns, looking for the control. Back out the mid lane into a Wukong's command. They've got the control on the Pango. He's losing his mana, but they're going to get outside the Wukong's. Thanks to the fact that Afro still has Stonegaze available. Thompson, the clone, is being stuck for the moment. They're thinking about turning back in again, and it's actually Seb out too far. Dead for 2 minutes. The opening, the door, Gambit have just swung it open and ripped it off his hinges. They can go for even more. Down towards Lycan, dropping the treads. Aegis Immortal is still there. You know Deucer wants to keep fighting. ILTW, he can't die here. They push him back in. Thompson saving his core's life. But Afro, he's beating into the tier 4 towers. Gambit want to end this now.
You can see ILTW just recognizes I can't do anything in this game, man. He might get flagged for his performance, but I don't think he did anything wrong.
Let's see if they can hold the defense. It's just done. Dahak with a clap, combining with a Will-O-Wisp. That may even be the game without Thompson for 2 minutes time. I don't think OG can repel Gambit from taking the final GG condition. Nortel, man, how many times did he die under Will-O-Wisp? Again, down he goes. And this is Gambit beating into the Radiant Ancient. They wanted the rematch against Team Secret, and they got it. A 2-0 victory over OG in the lower bracket final of ESL 1 Canada.
Very well played game. They got ahead. Once again, that first Roche fight just changes the direction of this game. Gambit have a lead, a couple mistakes, but they kept it calm. It seems to be just the regular order of business for this squad, but